Started, it says, hi, hello, everyone. I'm Eddie Obeng, and this is How. Today, I want us to explore how we make sure that things are getting better. How do you do that? How do we make sure things aren't getting worse? Or if they are getting worse, how do we make sure that what we're understanding is what's going on? It's really quite an interesting topic to me, and it's a crucial topic because if you don't know whether things are getting better or worse, almost all your actions are pointless. So let's jump on cube, and I'm going to try and explain to you the nightmare we have. So did it ever happen to you that you read a newspaper or saw a headline and you got really upset or really worried about it or had to tell everyone about it? Did it ever happen to you that 2 years later, the problem seemed to have evaporated, whatever it was, and you weren't sure whether it was a big one? Has it ever happened to you that you got into an argument with somebody and they've got facts and you got facts and the facts don't fit together? And people used to joke about alternative facts and so on and so forth. Well, what you're looking at there is an inability to measure correctly. So I've got some examples here for you, and I want to share them with you and just see whether or not you've seen things like this before. So here's one. Muscular strength and fitness, half of dying from cancer. Half, 50%. So is that useful information? Can you do anything with that? Is it helpful? Does it mean anything? Who knows? How about this one? Record borrowing lifts UK's debt mountain to 2.7 trillion. Well, I don't know why they put the 0.76. I mean, that's ridiculous. I know it's 76 billion, but when you're talking about 2 trillion, who cares? Okay. So it's so accurate, but what does it mean? Is it a lot? Is it little? Is it good? Is it bad? Does it compare with other countries or not? Is it high? Is it low? How would we know? UK pension funds to unlock 50 billion of investment. Is that good? Is that bad? Is that more than they did last year? I have no idea. Let's look at this one here. Global heating on track to top 2.4 degrees C, despite COP20. Is that big? Is that small? I'm drinking my smoothie here. It's quite cold. I'd say it's probably 4 degrees. Is that half of that? Is that good? Is it bad? Temperature record of 40.3 is a wake-up call. I don't know. Look, there's only 3 trees here. There's tarmac. Did they say the temperature on the tarmac? Is it high? Is it low? Is it better than last year? Is it going up? Is it going down? What does it mean? I don't know. And it just goes on. Effect on stress. So when you read headlines tend to focus on one thing. 2,000 hate crimes a day. Is that good or should we have more? I don't know. Spike of million incidents. How would spike? What is a spike? 2%, 20%, 40%. What's a spike? Is that high? Is that low? Do other things spike? What you're looking at there is an inability to provide decent measurements. Every headline you've ever read is pointless. Every single headline is pointless. It's just to elicit emotion. It tells you nothing. Please don't put your identity or any actions on the back of it. Look, if you want to measure things and you're serious, you need a set of measurements. Some of them will be internal to what you do, and some will be external. So it might be, I'm feeling hungry, okay? And everyone around me says they're not hungry. I'm feeling hungry internal. Everyone else says they're not. Internal, external, okay? Absolute relative. The temperature has gone up by 2.5 degrees. This is twice as much as it was last year. Absolute relative. So in other words, you can tell whether you're getting better, but also the absolute amount. You need both of those. And then you need hard measures and you need soft measures. The temperature's gone up, but I'm feeling happy. One is a hard measure, it's gone up by 2 degrees. Soft measures, I'm feeling happy. So you always need to mix hard and soft. So what you discover is to understand where you are in space, in order to make sense of where you are, you need to play with all three. Most organizations I know, they're lucky if they can get to 2. Often they'll have external metrics, they'll have customer metrics, consumer metrics, competitor metrics, they'll have numbers which they talk about at the annual conference, which are in this box. Sometimes they'll have external soft stuff. They'll talk about customer feelings and customer relations and so on. So they might have these. Often they'll have this is your performance metrics. Did you make 26 calls this month? And sometimes they'll have things like, how is our employee satisfaction? So often they'll have these 4 in some version. But remember, I told you, it's not just 4, it's 8, because you have to do the other dimension, which is relative and absolute. But they'll manage and they'll sort of do a job of this. But in reality, unless you've got paired information so that you can make sense of it, it's just a scattergun. And most of them don't have paired information. So think about that quite heavily. What are we measuring? We've sold 4,000 units. Okay, great. And what's the internal pair to that? And what's the soft on that? But our customers now hate us. And what's the internal soft on that? Everyone had to work so hard, they're fed up. So always think about the paired measurements. But that's why I call off balance. Most organizations at least are off balance. But if you want to be on balance, you really need to have 8. You have to have internal measures, external measures, hard measures, soft measures, absolute measures, relative measures. So I've got 2 halves to this. Excuse me. This side here and that side there. And the absolute is the off balance. This is what most people do. But you also have the relative measures. Better than last year, less than that. So any conversation should start with 8 metrics. People don't do that. So they spend all their times and all their lives just chasing after rainbows, which don't make any sense, which will make no difference. And then they can't interpret their outcomes of what they do. So I stopped reading newspapers, headlines, magazines a long time ago when I realized that a headline has 1 point in it and not 8. And therefore it's meaningless. People therefore react, they vote, they live their lives on the basis of meaningless stuff. It's very dangerous. I would advise you against it. So start to use OnBa-l-ance, get OnBa-l-ance. Make sure you make a difference with that. And subscribe to the newsletter. Use the quick guide. Have a go with it yourself today just to see whether what you're measuring makes sense or not. And I'll see you again probably on the next video, which you watch on YouTube or Spotify. I'm Obeng. Bye.